Parts of Europe are experiencing a third COVID wave. Italy, the first European country to lock down due to the pandemic, is seeing a surge in cases once again. And tonight, we're checking back in with a woman there who used to live here on the First Coast before she retired from the 125th Fighter Wing. We first spoke with Carmina Aguirre from her home in Florence in March 2020 as she was on lockdown. Then again in November during a second lockdown. And now this week as Italy faces its third wave of the coronavirus.
What is this like just mentally for you to be yet again facing a third lockdown?
Be quite candid, it's actually getting tougher and tougher, and I think like a little mentally distressing.
Italy is divided into orange and red zones right now. She's in an orange zone. Travel outside of Florence is prohibited unless it's essential. So is having more than 2 guests inside her home at a time. Wearing face mask outdoors is mandatory.
There's so many limitations that they're putting on.
While many in the U.S. see a light at the end of the tunnel with the vaccine becoming more widely available, she says it's a different story in Italy.
We're still only issuing it to over 80 and then key workers. So it's a very slow rollout over here.
Only 4.5% of Italy's population is fully vaccinated, according to Johns Hopkins. Pre-pandemic, the streets were packed full of people. This is what it looks like today in Florence.
It's been extremely frustrating.
Restrictions will soon get even tighter as almost all of Italy will be designated a red zone over Easter, when people will not be allowed to leave their homes except for work or health. Aguirre is now contemplating what many Americans have already done, moving back to the States.
An entire year we've been practically in some form of restrictions and lockdown. And so missing that freedom and liberation is really starting to become, I guess, overwhelming.
So are we expecting another COVID wave here? I posed that question to Chad Nielsen. He's Director of Infection Prevention at U of Health Jacksonville.
Right now, certainly here in the Northeast Florida area, we are seeing slight increases in both cases and percent positivity. But whether or not that's going to show its face in a third wave is still to be determined. Hopefully the vaccinations are being distributed at a high enough rate we can avoid that.